back for another PLO video. In a previous video I was talking about the Karura PLO, and this time I will be talking about the Shadow Network, which is from Crust or Crust Network. So this is not financial advice, as I say in all of my videos. This is more of an educational piece. The numbers in here may not be 100% accurate. I try to do my best with getting the numbers and doing the calculations, but I don't promise that these are going to be perfect. I also don't think you should necessarily form some sort of investment opinion based upon what I'm saying here. Again, this is educational. You have to own your own risks and you have to do your own research. So what is Crust or Shadow Network? Shadow Network will be a parachain on Kusama. That will be its own blockchain. There is also the Crust Network, which is, as I understand it, a separate blockchain, like the mainnet. This is what I've figured from the blog. Will the Crust Network be a parachain on Polkadot? I don't know. Could there be a separate parachain that links Polkadot to Crust? Possibly. Again, I don't know all of the details here. The Crust Network team, it's not a team that I've met, but they applied for a grant at Web3, if I recall correctly, and I was there helping them to get the proposal sorted out and get the contract sorted out. This is not me shilling them by any means. I don't hold their tokens. I may not ever own their tokens. It's just that this came up in my news feed on Twitter, and I thought, okay, let me have a look at the numbers. How do the rewards look? Let me just try to understand the landscape. So let's dig into the numbers. Crust have said that they will give away 20,000 CRU tokens maximum in their PLO. So again, this is on for Shadow Network and it's on Kusama. So there's basically two cases of what can happen. One is that you will get one CRU per KSM, and that's if there is 20,000 or less Kusama in the PLO. Or if there's more than 20,000 KSM, then it's going to be pro rata. This is what I've understood from the blog. In the second case, that means that you will get less than one CRU per KSM. They have an additional mechanic, which is you can get rewarded 7% per week. So it's an extra 7% of the CRU tokens for having your KSM locked up in the PLO. Now, I sort of think that the PLO auctions might last like a week or two. This is just me guessing. So you might have an extra 7% or an extra 14%. Beyond that, I'm kind of downplaying what might be the case. Now, if it was something like, say, 5 weeks, then of course you have something a bit more substantial. That's 7 times 5, which is 35%. And maybe that would alter the numbers a bit. I've downplayed that and I've not put that into my calculations. Again, this is for education. This is to push you in the right direction for you to do your own education, to do your own research. But this is not really, me, substituting you doing in-depth research. So the CRU price on the 5th of May, which was, I guess, yesterday probably, or the day before, let me double check, it's the 7th today with me recording this video. The price is now $92. I did it the other day, the price was $99. Market cap was $172. So how do those numbers relate to the PLO numbers? So in the case where there's 20,000 or less KSM committed, you will get one CRU per KSM, as I said, which is basically a $99 reward for each Kusama. In the case where there's more than 20,000 Kusamas, then the reward per KSM goes down. It's kind of simple maths, right? And here at the bottom of this slide, I basically say, look, if it's 25,000 KSM in the PLO, then you're going to get circa $79 as the reward. And if participation was to climb to 1% of all Kusama, which I think could be the case for Karura here, maybe not. Not to trash the team, but I think there could be some pretty stiff competition. So with 100,000 KSM chasing this PLO, then you could have $20 roughly as a reward. I'm not sure that's attractive. let me push on. My sort of base scenario for Kusama, because this is like the opportunity risk, you're either going to have your KSM and stake them, or you're going to have your KSM and put them into, you know, a PLO, or, you know, something else altogether. But let's not look at that for this video. So if your KSM was to be $450, which I can't remember what the KSM price is, it's in that region. It starts at 450, it doubles, it's 900. If you're also staking, then you have to obviously double it, and then you include, I'm saying about 20% total portfolio there. It's going to be, you know, what I mean is per KSM is $1,080. So the reward in either case is 450 without staking, or 630 if you are staking. Now, the percentage of that I've put here of 20 is high for what we see right now. However, whenever the PLOs come out, the amount of people staking will reduce, and as the percentage of stakers reduces, then the reward would actually increase. So even if we were, say, like 13% now, maybe it could rise to 20%. The other thing is I'm also building in a little bit of extra sort of buffer into my calculations. In my head, I'm saying KSM could go higher than twice, but let's not be too wild and say like 10x. There is something with network effects which makes me think that it could, but we don't know. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, what's like a reasonable base case to compare against, and this is a guess. This is my guess. So let's compare. So we have this scenario where you're going to be putting your KSM into a PLO, you know, this one that we're talking about, or you're going to be staking. So a reward of 630 for doubling and staking. How does that compare? So with the current market cap, which is roughly about 172 million for Crust, then you get a $99 reward plus the doubling from Kusama, which is, you know, another 450. So total is 549. If Crust was to double, so it goes to 344, then the total reward is going to be 648. And in that case, holding KRU doubling is actually going to be better than staking. And then if KRU was to go 3 times, then obviously the reward is higher, we're $747. And then in that case, of course, again, that's better than just holding KSM. Of course, the thing is, we don't know where KSM is going to go. I suspect that KSM will have better network effects than an individual parachain, but at the same time, KSM has had a lot of growth. And so I'm balancing that off in my head with saying, okay, do I expect Parachain's market caps to grow? I do, but ultimately they won't quite have the same network effect that the relay chain will. And this is where I'm trying to be, you know, not too hypey on either side. And looking at these numbers, you know, obviously if the price is fairly flat for KRU, it definitely doesn't make sense. If you think it could double or triple, which, you know, maybe it could, then it would make sense to be participating in the PLO. Almost certainly if you think it could triple. If it doubles, I don't think there's really much of a case here. I mean, that's only like an extra $18, which isn't much, and you have the hassle of going through all of the hoops to participate. So yeah, I think you need to be really quite bullish on the use case for it to make sense. And I don't know if I personally am, but you know, I hope this video is helpful. I hope this pushes you in the right direction for, you know, doing more research and figuring out if you, well, you know, if you want to talk about this, if you want to get in touch, then you can find the Polkadot Market Discord, and you can find our Reddit too. The Reddit is about 5,000 members now. I think we're just over 5,200, and we have people posting daily, and yeah, it's quite lively. It's fun in there. Discord is not quite as lively, but I think pretty good signal to noise in there. And yeah, you know, if you guys want to come and chat about this video or a previous video or a future video which I haven't made yet, if you want to talk about CRU and KSM and DOT and all of that, then absolutely please come and join us, and I'll put the links below in the video. Thank you very much.